Hi, good morning. I'm Dr. Ben Newman. I study coronaviruses for a living. I'll try to answer your questions. This question comes in from Ted, Uncle Ted. How you doing? Yeah, always good to hear from you. Okay, and so the question is, can we please comment on the new CDC guideline regarding aerosol transmission? Oh, happy to, happy to. Yeah, so the story behind this is that the U.S. Centers for Disease Control put out a statement saying, first of all, that yeah, the virus can be transmitted through the air. I think they put that out on a Friday, and then by the Monday, it had been pulled down, maybe even over the weekend, and replaced with something saying we can't possibly know how it's transmitted, but make sure you wash your hands and stuff like that. It's probably going to be close contact that's going to mean transmission. All right, so what's the science here? Yeah, the science is that since end of April, beginning of May, we've had very good information, scientific published results that said that yes, the virus is coming out in aerosol droplets. The virus can be transmitted via aerosol droplets. You do make aerosol droplets that contain virus when you are breathing out naturally or when you're talking, and you make a lot more. They have exact numbers on the aerosol droplets, exact numbers on the amount of virus that's coming out in the droplets, and they've actually shown that in animal studies you can transmit the virus if there is, not direct contact, but if an aerosol is able to go around a barrier or something like that. So it's basically settled science that yes, aerosol transmission can occur for this coronavirus. There are two ways you could look at this. One is that they're trying to make a very, very fine point, and so I think the word aerosol sometimes has got caught up in the past. Um, so the virus isn't going to come out on its own. It's like a dry little floating virus that floats around. That may not be something that can even happen with viruses. It's not something that I think has been fully substantiated. And if that's your definition of what it takes to be an aerosol, then enjoy your life as a purist. Yeah, but honestly, that's not a real thing that's probably ever going to happen. So what we figured out is all these things that we thought were transmitted by aerosols are actually transmitted in little water droplets that contain some virus. And the bad thing about that is that if a virus just came out on its own, eventually it would just fall down, and that would be relatively quickly. A matter of a couple minutes, and then unless you're, inhaling carpet, yeah, you're going to be fine. But the little droplet evaporates, and that sort of keeps it. It's a little bit of an upward push, this evaporation, and so they stay in the air a lot longer, 10 to 20 minutes average, but like the last one doesn't clear out of the air for something like an hour that you can detect. So yeah, they will hang around in the room. You will make thousands every second, and we know this. This is good science. Yeah, and so that's the way that some of these viruses, like SARS coronavirus 2, like the flu, like a bunch of other viruses, are going to spread now. That's we understand this now, and we didn't before. What it looks like, though, is a political fight. There's no science behind. Well, so first of all, where were the CDC? I don't know, what, 4 months ago? Back when this was actual settled science. Yeah, we've known this for a long time. It's kind of weird to come out with it this many months later. But on the other hand, yeah, there may be people that this hadn't got through to. It might have actually helped somebody, and so good. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the timing. I just think it was a little late, but they got there in the end, and maybe that is half the battle. I don't know. But replacing that and putting in this new thing, which is based on science from before COVID-19, when we thought that it's just like proximity and then the virus transmits by rays through the air, something like that. Yeah, that is the very much the old thinking before we had all this wonderful new data. And so we've taken an answer that was 4 years old and we've changed it for one that's, I don't know, or 4 months old, and changed it for one that's probably 2 or 3 years old. You might even say is like, well, yeah, when was the original SARS? Yeah, 18 years ago? Yeah, 17, something like that. So, real old advice, which is not good. That's not a good look. This looks like a political fight that is being fought with a virus as the proxy, if that makes any sense. It's people that were going to be fighting anyway, and they've decided that for some reason the virus is the thing. And either you believe in it or don't believe in it, which is the weirdest the weirdest thing ever. Yeah. It's like believing in the sun at this point. Yeah. You can't see it every day because sometimes there's clouds, but there are ways to check whether it's still there. Shadows, for instance. All right, anyway. Yeah. So as far as I can tell, that's what's going on here. It is politically motivated bad science. It's not there's nothing current or particularly well done about the latest announcement. It seems like the opposite of that. So there you go. That's my take on it. Thanks very much. This has been Ask Dr. Ben.